Hi friends, sorry I have not been putting video up for a long time, but I've been busy with a lot of different kind of other things. Some of you will maybe think, oh, she is busy building her garden house, but I must disappoint you. I have not built any garden house, but a lot of other things had happened that I have chosen to use my time for. And one of the reasons are that again and again and again I stand in front of a person who seems to have eyes but not using their brain. Almost like behind the eyes there are curtains pulled down so there cannot be any connection to the brain. People cannot think very far, and that's maybe one of my problems. I can think in all kind of directions. I feel I can think things further out than most other people, so I can maybe, because of that, better understand a lot of situations. And then at the same time, I also have a good imagination, so I can imagine many different kind of ways in different kind of situations. So I think that's one of the main reason that I really do not feel I am like most people. But let's get different kind of things told. You know, I'm fighting for making the system stop to steal children in different kind of ways. And one of the reasons is, of course, that I have been in this situation myself. And I every day feel how wrong it was what has been done. And I see and feel and how this hurt me and the people who had that situation close in life, and most other people, and a lot of those who it has actually also hurt, do not care. They do not want to go into it. They do not want to try to make it stop. They do not want to try to make that kind of things done in a more humane way. So that also means I have a lot of people near me who simply do not and have never understood what I'm actually fighting about. I think most people think I'm fighting for that my children should come to me and leave their father, and that is absolutely not what I'm trying to do. They have not understood what my fight is about. So of course there may be something I do wrong, even though I feel it's all those who do not understand my fight who are doing something wrong. because I really do not think they are using their brain. They are so sure that things like that you cannot do anything about. So, but I have also taken some time off my normal way to use the internet. And in between I have sat down for half an hour and read in books. And I have started on this one. It's 2 books about the same. It seems to. I've started with number 1. Gone half through it. I can see here this the back side of the books. It's exactly the same. And in the front they are almost the same. There are a 1 and a 2. And since I can say this book, the first half of the number 1 seems to be about the time where the Second World War was going on. And it is something about some people who help children in a refugee camp and move them from one camp to another. And I can see some codings in it also. But I've seen the movie long time ago, and I remember the scene where they have to run away with the children from one place to another, and in a hurry they have to they injected all those children with something. So there we have the injection. So I think it's very interesting to read the rest of these 2 books. But since it's not only one big book, but they have chosen to make 2, and nothing is done on purpose. Everything is done on purpose. I think we who wake up and see the codings, we also know nothing has been done without it's on purpose. So there are 2 books here, and I think it's because it symbolized 2 different worlds. It could symbolize a mom and a dad, and the fight between 2 people or 2 systems. Because I think very much of what is going on in our world and what has been going on for many, many, many years is very much about 2 parts in conflict, and how there are used different kind of tricks to keep some people down and hurt the enemy. And we see this story is also very much about stealing children, and there should not be anybody in the Danish country who should not know that in the Danish government and the Danish system, the last many years, and very much in the leader we have today, Mette Frederiksen's time, those years she has been the leader, the prime minister. One of the biggest thing she have been said that she was the minister of the country for was the children. And at the same time, they make rules more and more cruel toward families and people's opportunity to have peace in their family lives and being allowed to have the children that their body have created together. But I'm sure there will come a lot more about children from Denmark in the stories. But here I've shown this before. I want to go very fast into some details here about this note. I have shown it before. You can pay 50 crowns to help children who are outcast in Denmark. It says it's not the poor people in Africa who gets these money. Yeah, maybe it is because Red Cross and so on are in it. They can use the money where they want to use them. But det er godt nok noget lort, det der, mand. Sorry. I thought there were no more memory on it. It's because I only have a little battery on the machine. But we see a bar here that hits the child's brain. They have cut her brain off, actually. It says, Christ hits children hard. At the heart place of the child, they have put the organization who earn on it. I know it's a television channel, TV2, they may earn on it. And the others do also, because when they get money in the first time, they use money on paying themselves and all the things they need money for the things they're doing. So we know out of those 50 crowns you can pay on this note, it will only be very, 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 very little of those money who actually help a child in need. But we also have here a barcode, and it is placed, if you see the child, if she stands behind here, the barcode seems to be at the place where maybe her private part or her stomach is. So when the crisis hit the brain of the children, there could be some business coming out of it from the children. That kind of children will create in the future. There will be good business in those children. Very much going on in this world is about child trafficking in different ways. No doubt about that. But we had this one bar, and one bar in the Morse code stands for the letter T, and we know T is also used very often to symbolize target. So it was a fine hint to you. The crisis hits the brain, target the brain of the children. So that could not only be that the children are going to be crazy because of the crisis, but it could also be that you are actually system are creating the crisis on purpose to hit the brain of the children, to manipulate and brainwash them in different ways. But now my quarter has gone, so I have to stop, and we make a number 2 maybe later today.